Can the government censor my speech legally? Imagine sharing your thoughts freely without fear of being silenced. That's what free speech is all about. But have you ever wondered if the government can really stop you from speaking your mind? Let's find out. The government generally cannot censor your speech if it is protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. This amendment prevents Congress and other government bodies from making laws that limit your right to speak or express your ideas. This protection applies across all levels of government, including federal, state, and local authorities. However, this right isn't unlimited. Certain types of speech can be legally restricted or censored under specific conditions. For example, speech that is obscene, as defined by court standards, can be censored. Obscene material is not protected because it lacks serious literary, artistic, political, or scientific value. False statements that harm someone's reputation, known as defamation, can also be restricted. Public figures and officials have a higher burden to prove defamation, needing to show actual malice or reckless disregard for the truth. Speech that incites imminent illegal activity or poses a true threat of violence can be legally limited. For instance, encouraging someone to commit a crime right now or threatening violence is not protected speech. It's important to know that the First Amendment only restricts government censorship. Private companies or individuals can set their own rules about what can be said on their platforms or property. Social media sites, for example, can remove content or ban users without violating your constitutional rights. Sometimes, the government might try to influence private companies to restrict speech. This is called jawboning. Courts have ruled that pressuring or coercing private entities to censor speech can be unconstitutional if it amounts to government coercion. In everyday life, you have the right to express your opinions freely unless your speech falls into one of these limited categories. Government officials cannot legally silence you just because they disagree with what you say. If the government tries to pressure private companies to remove your speech, you might challenge that as unconstitutional coercion. Remember, private companies can set their own rules and remove content without violating your rights. But knowing where the line is helps you understand when your speech is protected and when it can be legally restricted. So, in most cases, your right to free speech is protected from government censorship, but some exceptions do exist. Being aware of these rules helps you stand up for your personal freedoms and express yourself confidently.